Okay, good morning, everybody. Rick here. Happy Monday to you. You guys can say hi before I mute you because how's it going today? Okay, no takers, so I'll just. Okay, so I've muted you all, but if you have a question, feel free to hit *6 and then I can hear you. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, we talked about doing your business plan, and I still think that is the best thing to do right now. Get your business plan done. Okay, so that was a couple weeks ago. I heard a couple of you just got on. You should have your business plan done. It's October, or as I call it, Rocktober. You have to be doing these activities that you need to be doing right now for October, November, and December in order to see them in the first quarter. Okay, so I can't drive that home enough. A lot of people, since we've had a really good year so far, it's not the time to coast. There is no time to coast, in my opinion, except when you go on vacation, your weekends off. When a work day is a work day, it should be very similar. It should look, the same. It sounds boring, and I tell people all that time, when your business becomes more consistent and you start getting more return on it, okay, it feels almost a little boring some days, but that's good. That means you got it down. That means you know what to do. Okay, so as you think about rocking Rocktober, all right, and so you make it in November to remember, rock through October into November, and the holiday season will be tremendous. Remember, whatever your goal is for next year requires certain activities. You got to start focusing on results. Like, what are the things that get you the best results? Is it working with expired listings? Is it going around listings? I know right now, a lot of the proactive agents that I speak to are getting a lot of business from their just listed, just sold. That's a tremendous place to do business from right now. Hey, I have a listing in your neighborhood. We sold it in 7 days. I just wanted to see. You can even invite him to meet you at the listing. I know one agent who's doing that now. Invite him to meet you there. Come by and check it out. Show you what I did, and he, as a matter of fact, he took an old expired that way. All right. So there's so many different ways you can do it, and it doesn't matter how you want to. Are you going to work expireds? Are you going to do just listed, just sold? Farming? Are you going to be on social media all the time? Are you going to be calling your sphere, which you should be, or stopping by? I know a lot of people right now a lot of agents who are deciding what they're going to do, take their top 100, 150 clients in their sphere and delivering them something during the holiday season. If they're not there, take a picture of you, of whatever it is, dangling on the doorknob or in front of the whatever, so they know you were there. All right. I even have a guy in California, he calls it reverse pop by, where he gets them, Dick Crawford, he gets them pies, and he sends out, he calls them, I got cherry pies, apple pies, and pumpkin pies. Which one do you want this year? They know where his office is and makes them come by, which is a great idea. The ones that just can't get by, he brings to them. Okay, so there's so many different things you can do just to stay relevant with your sphere, but you have to decide on the process. Okay, so because the reason I'm bringing this up again is I know a lot of you haven't done your business plan yet. Remember, business happens in 90-day cycles. You have to be the person now, and it's like if I want to lose weight, if I want to get in better health, you don't start today and then all of a sudden you're 30 pounds lighter, and it's the same thing. You got to go through the process. Okay, the process, and honestly, I think you ought to figure out a way to fall in love with the process. Like Mark says, there's certain things that you're just not going to do. If you're not going to call an expired listing, don't put it on your list. It's just crazy. Why would you torture yourself? If you're never going to talk to a for sale by owner, why put it on there? Okay, so you have to, number one, all right, you have to focus on what gets you results. Now, I know that, a lot of you, I'm not saying make it easy on yourself, but for myself personally, I love talking to for sale by owners. I love talking to expired listings. Why wouldn't you? They're selling their house. All right, but if that's a little bit too much rejection for you, just listed, just sold, and farming is a tremendous way, and sticking with your sphere. I know a lot of agents that make a living off just listed, just sold type marketing and working with their sphere. So decide on what's going to get you the results. Deciding what your number needs to be, like how many conversations. I'm not going to go over that again because you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. how many conversations you need to have per day, 5 days a week, in order to achieve your goal. And I'm going to tell you right now, if that's your number one focus for the fourth quarter, you're going to have your best first quarter ever. I guarantee you that. If my number is 25 a day, 20 a day, 15 a day, whatever it is, and I focus on those results, all right, then my first quarter is going to be incredible because I'm going to start right now in October. All right, so focus on results, not, and where you're going to get them from. Okay, then let's talk about your environment. Like, where are you prospecting? Who do you surround yourself with? You have to be around people that are going to support you. You have to be in an environment that's going to be supportive. And you can create that based on the people you talk to. Like, you ever know exactly who to talk to, whatever mood you're in? And if your mood is, I don't feel like working today, so you call that person who tells you, well, that's perfectly normal. You want to eliminate that conversation from your life. You want to talk to people that are going to push you. You want to talk to people that are going to support you, your managers. Get in my coaching if you're not in. That type of thing. Okay? So I think that's a very important part of the equation for a lot of us, all of us. All right? And how do you do that on a daily basis? I think you need to be passionate about something. Well, Rick, I'm just not passionate. I don't believe that. It's like a heartbeat. It's like your pulse. It's like blood running through your veins. Every one of you has a passion. You just got to decide what it's going to be. Don't give yourself that out. Whatever that is. I want to send my kids to college. I want to save for my retirement. I want to help other people. And all of them are dynamite. So you got to decide what gives you a little juice to get up every day to do it. And I know there's something. So don't tell me there's nothing. There's not. All right. I like to talk about billable hour activities. I like to know, I want to make sure that 80% of my day, basically the schedule. Okay, so what is your schedule? I need to spend a majority of my time in billable hour activities. Those are activities that cause me to get paid. Okay, it's that simple. You're in business to make money, to support your lifestyle, to support your family, to do all the things you want to do. So if you're going to spend time working, you might as well spend time working the most efficient you can be. And we all know what those activities are. Talking to people, call it prospecting, call it lead generation, call it whatever you want. You can call it anything, as long as it involves that. Keep track too this year. Keep track of how many you're having. Lead follow-up. Once I've created them, what am I doing? Use the VAC 2.0. We got a tremendous tool for you guys to use. Use it every single day. I would, definitely. I know somebody asked me the other day when you started, Rick, I don't think they realized how long I'd been in the business. When you started, what was your first CRM? I go, well, I started before computers, literally. I remember the conversations about everyone's going to have a personal computer on their desk. I was like, that's crazy. Right now, everyone has one in their phone, right? Everywhere. You have an iPad, you have a phone, you have a computer on your desk. They're everywhere. Okay, so anyway, my comment was my first CRM was a 1 through 31 accordion file. So think about that. We didn't even have cell phones. We didn't have any of that. But there were pros and cons with that too. If you were a proactive person, you had a huge advantage before technology. Huge. Because MLS books came out every other week, right? So if you were putting listings on, I was double ending a third of my listings because I just had less competition. Now, don't get me wrong. Today's better for the seller. That's why we have these massive, price wars and things going on and offers and, multiple offer situations. I don't think I even had a multiple offer situation until like the late 80s. Anyway, so lead follow-up is another one of those billable hours activities. Being on presentations, qualified ones, all right, and negotiating for your clients and customers is another billable hour activity. So you have to say to yourself, what's my schedule going to be? Okay, if I'm going to have a big goal next year, or whatever your goal is, it could be some people, I want to increase by 10%. Great. Okay, I want to increase by 20%. Awesome. Some people, I want to double my business. Great. Whatever that is a process. You have to talk to X amount of people. You guys know the math. If you don't know the math, call me after this call because most people on this call know the math. And that is, so my cell phone is 702-219-4329, or just email my assistant, Sydney, like Australia, Sydney, SYDNEY, S at BHHSNV.com and get in my coaching schedule. I have room. I have a little room right now. I just did 2 success series in a row, so we just loaded up some, but I know we have a little bit of room left. So email her, get involved. If you want to achieve your goal next year and you have free coaching, see, this is what I think. If you have coaching available to you and you're not taking advantage of it, how serious, and it's free with your company, how serious can you be about your goal? Ooh, that's painful. Yeah, well, I don't want to be that uncomfortable. Look, if you're going to get in shape, you're going to be uncomfortable, you're going to sweat, right? If you're going to be, and here's the thing about that, even though that sounds terrible, eventually you look forward to it because you know that feeling like I'm a little, no pain, no gain. I don't think it's pain. I really don't think it's pain. I think it's just, like when you're working out, eventually it feels good because you know what it's doing for your body. You're actually tearing muscle to build it back stronger, all right? And eventually that starts feeling good, just like when you're prospecting. Eventually someone's going to be mean and hang up on you, and you're going to hang up and laugh after. Don't laugh while they're, you never want to be a wise butt on the phone, trust me, right? But after, because eventually it's not going to bother you. You're going to go, that used to bother me. Can you imagine that? And it won't anymore, all right? So in order to spend your time in billable hour activities, all right, you need to have a schedule. Have a schedule. Like I just got back from vacation. What time did I go to the gym? Same time I always do. I'm going to take a week. I would never take a week to get back into it. Usually after a vacation, the first couple of days are uncomfortable getting back into it, but then you're right back in the groove. And it's not uncomfortable because, you don't want to do it. It's uncomfortable because you haven't done it for a week or 9 days or whatever. Okay? So decide what your schedule is going to be. If you're a person that knows you need to get into better health, decide. Okay, I'm going to get in better health this year. This is going to be the year. And don't just say that. Actually do it this time. Sorry, sip of my water. There's a schedule. The schedule starts in the morning, right when you get up. What's your next activity? Hopefully it's something physical. Hopefully maybe it's meditation, listening to audiobooks. Hopefully it's right to work and get into prospecting. If you're gonna prospect, if you're gonna talk to people, the best time to do it is first thing. Why? Because you have the most energy and enthusiasm. 2, statistically, your chances of doing it are a lot higher if you do it right away. See, a lot of us with this great market that we're going through, we've developed some bad habits because we can have bad habits and still do deals, especially if you're a seasoned agent. Newer agents, not so much. Newer agents. Hey folks, it's Rick, I'm back. I don't know what happened. Every now and then this thing drops me, even with my coaching calls. So can someone hit *6 and just let me know you can hear me?
We can hear you, buddy.
Yep, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so, and by the way, if anybody has any questions so far, this to me, if anybody has any questions, just hit *6. And this to me is the most important conversation of the year. Even though I know it's not next year yet, I know it's only October, I know. But I know that in order to finish strong, you need to start strong. I mean, in order to start strong, you need to finish strong, and you cover 2 birds with 1 stone there. You finish your year sprint. Okay, never mind the money, never mind the transactions, never mind any of that. Just the feeling you get from sprinting to the finish line is incredible. Okay, so any questions about anything I've covered so far, folks? Okay. All right, so somebody's unmuted themselves. If you could just remute yourself on your own phone, that'd be great. Just so I can hear a little bit of something going on. All right, so but I appreciate you guys letting me know you can still hear me. This is good. All right, so the schedule, and I know I beat this up all the time, but the schedule is everything, folks. You got to have everything in your schedule, and just the act of sitting down and doing it. You know, watch on my coaching calls. All right, I have groups of 4 and I have individuals. The first thing we talk about is how you've done the last few weeks, because my coaching's every other week, right? Then we get into what you're going to do for the next 2 weeks. Now, I know some people think that's boring, but statistically, okay, and they've done studies on this. If you tell your goals out loud to basically a support group, that's what it is, the chances of you doing it go through the roof. Then when you say that and you follow it up with it as an email, they go even higher, like ridiculously higher. Like your chances of completing it are well over 10 times as high if you do what I just stated. So if your goal is really important, then you have no problem telling other people. The problem with most of us is that we have to go through so much pain before we're willing to take action. You don't have to go through pain before you take action. You can just decide to take action. No matter if you have pain or not, okay, it's still an uncomfortable process. So I guess what I'm looking for to have you guys decide today is, okay, what is my goal for next year? What are the activities consistent with doing it? If I haven't done my business plan, do it immediately. And within that business plan needs to be a rock star schedule. And then basically, you want to look at that business plan, at least once a week. That's fine. But your daily business plan is your daily schedule, because the daily schedule gets you to the goal. And if you haven't listened to the 4 Disciplines of Execution or read that book yet, it's just called 4DX, but the book is called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. You should, because it talks a lot about that in there. And every one of you needs to have a plan in order to get there. You can't wing it to success. You just can't. Okay, I mean, very few, like minute amount of people are willing to do that. Okay, and then here's the thing. Here's the thing too, is that once you do all of this, you're going to develop a new trust within yourself. Like, wouldn't it be great if you just trusted yourself? Like, I know what to do on a listing presentation. All right? I have that faith on a listing presentation. Right? When it comes to the golf club, I am getting there, but I don't feel like that yet. Some days I have great days, but going on a listing presentation to me is like a no-brainer. Done it, been there. Talking in front of you guys at Success Series, whatever, done it, been there, because I've done it over and over and over. But I'm telling you, when I started speaking in front of people, I was nervous. When I started doing coaching calls, very nervous. But you have to be committed to it. You got to get through the uncomfortable. Think about it. Anything in your life that you are comfortable doing, it's because you were uncomfortable at first. You decided to get through the uncomfortable because it was worth it. And then you created the new disciplines in your life, new habits, whatever you want to call them. All right. And then here's another one I'm going to tell you. Avoid the blame game. Take responsibility. Avoid blame, take responsibility. Those 2 things are critical if you're going to be successful in life, because it's no one's fault but yours. I don't care. Well, this happened. Well, okay. Doesn't matter. It's over. It's up. The old saying, what's the 10 most inspirational 2-letter words in the dictionary? If it is to be, it is up to me. And it's so true. It's up to you. There is nobody else. We already covered the environment. Remember, you got to have a supportive environment. If someone's supportive, there are certain people in your life that you can't get rid of, like family members, or you shouldn't, right? But you don't talk to them about your goals. You don't talk to them. You talk to your manager, your coach, people that will support you. You talk to about your goals. People that will not support you, you do not talk to them about your goals. Okay? So avoid blame, take responsibility. Okay, here's another great one. Stop wasting time. That's what I think is one of the biggest killers, is that we spend so much time in unproductive activities. Why would you intentionally screw yourself out of, getting better at this and making more money? That's what you're doing when you're wasting time, by the way. Okay, you're simply screwing yourself. Look at guys, the company's always watching. You can call it the universe. You are the company. You know when you're wasting your time, and that bogs you down, makes you feel bad. Okay, you don't have the same confidence about yourself, right? Because you know you're wasting time. You don't have to waste time. I don't have to go through the activities with you guys. There's activities that you can do. Limit the time you do things too, like administratively and so forth. Basically, the way I like to do it is like this. I have my most important things, which are prospecting, lead follow-up, working out even before that. I get those done, and then I handle the rest of the day in order of priority. Well, Rick, you told us to load the VAC full of people. Yeah, and I want you to do that. You only have a certain amount of time to do it per day. I didn't say take your whole phone and put it in overnight, unless you can download them like that, and some of you know how to do that. Right? But a lot of these people, like in the VAC 2.0, you need to set them up. You need to put them up on a auto drip. You need to put in the parameters, especially if you're going to use neighborhood reports and so forth. There's some work involved. Do 5 a day. Well, I'm not going to do any prospecting until I've got I didn't say that. See, that's why it's so important to have a time block schedule so you can stop wasting time. Excuse me. Once you put these all together, okay, you're going to be shocked how much you can get done in a day. You really are. All right? And then I also wrote down here, consistently go back to your why. Why are you doing this? What's important? Why did you get into real estate? What do you want to accomplish? Okay? So, to summarize today, you all need to have your business plan done. If you don't have your business plan done, get it done today. It doesn't take that long to do. Set a time with your manager or call me. I give you my cell phone number. All right? Or email my assistant, Sydney S at vhhsnv.com. Get involved in my coaching. Matter of fact, if you just want to talk to me, email her and set up a time. Okay? Because guys, this is your life. This is you. Look, if I have a goal for 2022, okay, so remember my saying for 2021, getting it done in 2021. My new saying for 2022, okay, I'm just releasing it now. You're the first to hear this. What's possible for you in 2022? All right, so hey, here you go. You guys can use that one. And what is possible for you? Only you can make a decision, but you got to be willing to back it up with the actions consistent with achieving it. And that's the part that most people fall short in. So don't fall short in that this year. You can finish strong this year, and in doing so, by cranking these last 90 days, you will set yourself on a pace for the first quarter of next year that'll be awesome, all right? And you can basically turn next year into a 15-month year if you start now. All right, any questions for me today? Questions, comments, epiphanies, ahas? Once again, if you're not in my coaching and you should be, email my assistant, Sydney. All right. If you haven't done your business plan, meet with your managers, get your business plan done, and then focus on that schedule. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, until next week, keep it rocking. I'll talk to you then. Okay, bye-bye.